Yeah, so this is really important theory, diffusion of innovation theory, they call it. I used it in my PhD dissertation as well, in one of the first articles that I published as well. It's very funny, but this is how theories work. So Everett Rogers, a sociologist in 1962, in his PhD dissertation, he actually works with farmers and then the agricultural chemicals they use as pesticides. So, but he comes up with the diffusion of innovation theory, still applicable for the latest technologies. So that's really like a timeless theory. So Everett Rogers looked at the farmers and saw that some of the farmers are using new chemicals like before all the others, and he sees some distinct features in those people who uses new products before others, right? And once those people, he calls them innovators, uses these new chemicals, right? Others, some other people, like their close circle, other farmers around them, they see that actually that product is working, and they also started to buy those chemicals, right? So new products, pesticides. And he calls them early adopters. And then once you reach the early adopters in a growth stage, it is easier for you to increase your sales because you have a proven concept and product and people are happy with it. And then he says, if we can jump over this chasm, right, it's a big gap because it's not easy to jump over that. Sometimes it's called critical mass. If you can hit the critical mass, then you can stay in the market for a longer time. Okay? So that is the early majority. If you reach early majority, then it means you are going to stay around for a long time. Okay, so because it is the success in terms of product sales and market share and everything. And then after certain time you hit the maturity, and then late majority, you hit late majority, and then finally you almost reach everyone in the market, at least they know about you. So another example for this, Facebook. Think of Facebook, right? Facebook started with some universities in the United States, okay, and only people with EDU, right? So EDU, the access email, they had access to the Facebook, early Facebook, and then they expanded it to other universities all over the world. Other people, they weren't able to join, and then once they hit that critical mass, they open it to everyone, early majority, okay? And everyone, but generally again younger people sharing these pictures, videos, or other things with their friends used it, early majority. And then mid-age people, right? So they started to use it, maybe white collar, working in offices. And then finally, our dads and moms started using it, right? So, and then it stopped being cool. And what happened? We found another app called Instagram. And now Instagram is still actually, I think Laggards stage, because my mother-in-law recently opened an Instagram account. I'm like, okay, so yeah, they are they reached the Laggards stage now. But even before that, even around late majority, young people discovered TikTok, right? So TikTok is not in late majority yet, because how many of you had TikTok account? That's why, right? So it's not around a late majority yet, but it is still early majority stage.
That's interesting, because the reason I'm not on TikTok, because I've got my mums on there, my uncles and aunts.
Really?
Yeah, they have all these videos that they
Well,
just...
I'm sorry, Raj,
So
then you are
I'm-
laggard.
Well, that's what I mean.
When you start using TikTok, you can see that TikTok is
It's
laggard.
for the other generation, and I'm thinking, no. So
It's not about age then, right?
No, it's
Right,
not.
yes.
So I think I'll be the
Yes, yes.
third one.
Exactly.
How do you spot products that are in the chasm or right at that mark? Because that's a perfect investment opportunity.
100%, and it's not easy
That's
to
how I
spot.
saw it as well. That's exactly.
It's not visible, right? So it's not okay, you are reaching the chasm, let's help you, and then let's jump. That's the thing. And so when they reach it, when they actually succeed, you can maybe say that was the chasm for them, and then they were successful, but it's not visible outside, right? So you need to
hindsight.
You need to know, so you need to know how they are doing, what's their traction, and how fast they are growing, and how loyalty rates, how return customer rates. Those are all important metrics to decide whether they are around early majority or not, right? So looking at the overall market and stuff.
And it's interesting, that purple area, I would say, would generally be the circle that knows person or the people that are building that app?
We found the early adopters.
Yes, I'd say in that stage.
Uh-huh.
Personally, is that right?
No, innovators are the ones. So innovators, actually, so they have actually characteristic in this theory for the people. For innovators, he says that those people are more risk-taking, risk-prone people. They like to try out new things, even if they are expensive, because normally new products are more expensive than mass products. And that's why those are only very small percentage of the market, only 2.5% at max. And those people can actually go and talk to maybe like producers or I don't know, like the creator of the company, etc. They can get, because actually they are trying to reach them to sell the product, right? But the other ones, so the early majority ones, so early adopters one, they are still a bit kind of open to innovation and stuff, but they need some sort of proof that it's working. So they are a bit less risk-taking and risk-prone people, right? And those are like different characteristics of them. But in general, what many of the startups are doing, and later I think Bill Olet in his book Disciplined Entrepreneurship, he's talking about this beachhead market strategy. He said, if you like the beachhead market strategy is actually coming from this war and an army thing, and they said that if you like to conquer somewhere, right, so let's assume that you are actually hitting the beach of that enemy territory, so you need to secure the beach. That's why he said beachhead strategy. So you need to secure a region before you move out to expand your territory, right? And most of the companies, like startups, they try to find innovators in their field to reach out to them, to activate them first. Because innovators in general, they like to share their experiences, they like to actually talk about those. That's how some of them, maybe you can call them influencers because they have YouTube channels or Instagram and they have followers and stuff, right? And yeah, maybe they change different, like they change names, or maybe they also call opinion leaders for some sectors, right? So they are invited to the conferences, talk about their experience or knowledge. And early adopters are the people who are following them, joining conferences, okay? And once you hit the people who are not in that region, then that's the early majority, right? So that is the strategy in general for startups. They can either do it if it's like a very small niche product, personal level, but they can also do it like by doing some marketing, advertising as well.
Does crypto then fall into that sort of area, cryptocurrency?
Crypto is hard to tell. Where do you think it falls, crypto?
The green?
How many has like at some point had some sort of Bitcoin or Ethereum or some sort of cryptocurrency? You had some.
Yeah.
Anyone else?
Yeah.
I was actually mining it, right?
Not with that apple though.
No, not and I wish I'd known that because we were using some graphic card at the time, right? So I wish I had that, ability to invest in NVIDIA because it was NVIDIA graphic card. This is so useful, right? So extra processing unit, but yeah. That's why I'm still teaching, guys. So.
I think there's another model, isn't there, about introduction of technology, though, which is similar to this, but it's the theory that it really dips. So something like the internet or crypto, initially it's on an upward turn, and then people realize, well, actually it's not as good as we thought it would be. So then it dips, and then it goes up. So
they find another way of using it, right?
Yeah.
But do you think for crypto, did it happen for crypto? Because
There's been no adoption of it, so
yeah, so I think it was a craze at some point, like fad maybe. But still, there is some usage. Some people are still using it, right? So, like even for money exchange.
but it's launched a fund, so that's what's pushed Bitcoin up.
Yeah.
An ETF that trades Bitcoin.
But is it in the chasm stage? Because it could fall off a cliff.
Yeah, no, it can do,
Yeah.
yeah. But the fact that it's reached ETF phase, which is anyone can now buy an exchange traded fund.
Maybe you can call it early majority because even if you don't know about crypto, if you can buy it, not like early
It's now in the
adopters.
hands of retail investors. It has to be early adopters. So.
But look at Dogecoin. That was a joke.
Because of Elon Musk. That's why I don't like Tesla. Because he literally manipulated people, right? So poor people, and then they thought that it's going to be big, and then he probably cashed out. He should be in jail. Anyway, so it's just another part. All right. So yeah, so for the PLC
You're gonna be a fun
strategy-
guy going out drinking with.
Yeah, that's yeah, so for different stage, so PLC stage, introduction, growth, maturity, and decline, you can actually target different customer segments from this the innovation diffusion, diffusion of innovation theory, right? So for growth stage, early adopters, and then we have early majority, middle majority, and the late majority afterwards. So for maturity stage and decline, laggards, right? So everyone is actually knowing about your product, know about your product. All right. So,
Curious, on that, is there a way to spot like the bubbles, like the .com bubble or the AI bubble or the Bitcoin bubble? Does that show up in this too, or
no. For this, you need to have insider information, I think, because if you see that people are, for example, let's talk about Bitcoin.
Yeah.
If you think that like people actually, consciously buy Bitcoin, thinking that it's really good product, and I see myself using this, spending some, buying something with it, you can say that maybe like it's gonna stay there.
if you're a drug dealer, I'm pretty sure that you'd be on that list.
But still, even for drug dealer, because they can easily lose their wallet and they cannot have they can access their money, right? So, or like if it's a cold wallet, someone can still steal it. It's gone, right? The usability of it is still problematic. That's why many of the finance institutions or banks, they don't see the value in it, right? And then it's also a risk for corporate institutions.